All right, to a developing news story now. Fires have broken out on mountains in the Overberg region of the Western Cape. We're told firefighters on the scene at this hour are struggling to contain the blaze. Reporter Craig Lee-Smith is there for us this evening. Craig, good evening to you. Along with the fire chief for the Overberg area, the community calling on authorities to assist with evacuations. What is happening so far? What do we know?
Good evening, Jeremy. Yes, we just arrived here in Greyton in the Overberg district, and the fire has been raging since Wednesday. With me, I've got Reinhard Geldenhuys, the fire chief for the Overberg municipality, and he will explain more as to what happened. Thank you so much for your time. Can you just give us a wrap as to what happened since Wednesday and up until today?
Okay, so the fire started Wednesday late afternoon. We believe 2 children set it, what we call a malicious ignition. We are busy with investigation. We've got a good idea who they are, and we're pursuing that. So on Wednesday we had to protect the town of Greyton, and we pushed the fire back in the mountain. And that was the battle that started then up to about yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, wind changes and severe weather brought the fire back down from the mountain on the southern side and also on the northern side, on the Cape Winelands side. It came back towards Greyton and towards Rivier-Sonderend, and in the process we lost 4 structures. We called in aerial resources. We had 2 helicopters operating this afternoon, protecting the town of Greyton and Genadendal, as we now had 2 fires descending, one above Genadendal, one above Greyton, and well, actually 3 fires, and the other the head of the fire going towards Rivier-Sonderend. So as we speak, we've secured Greyton and Genadendal. We've got teams on the ground between Greyton and Genadendal, and there's still a lot of firefighting still to be done on the Rivier-Sonderend side, as this fire is still travelling down that side.
Reinhard, earlier on, some of the community members contacted ENCA because they were very worried about the fire spreading to the houses and also some farms being affected. Can you elaborate more as to what happened in the last 2 hours here in Greyton?
Yeah, the fears were not unfounded. This is typically Greyton with a valley behind us and so on, so we get rapid wind changes. So they were very frightening moments for the residents, or for ourselves as well, where the fire did change direction quite often. You start out with the tactics and all of a sudden you need to change midstream. So it was very rough. It did burn down or on the way down to the farms. There must be a lot of damage to vineyards and fruit orchards and so on the southern slopes. So it was very unpredictable. So I would say our last hour has been fairly quiet, but the 2 hours prior to that was total chaos, a lot of smoke in the air, a lot of fear. Hence the reason we even brought in EMS to be on the standby for us. It was uncontrollable and it was dangerous.
Just finally, sir, what contingency plans do you have in place for later this evening? Because as we stand here, we can feel the wind is picking up as well as we speak.
Okay, so we knew that it's going to be a rough day. We knew that it's going to be high FDI, or Fire Danger Index. We brought in additional contract teams to supplement our own forces. As we speak, the people you see behind us, they're fresh teams coming in, so we'll have fresh teams on the lines, working on fire teams on the lines during the night. Our own people will be on the night, the contracted teams, so there will be people out here the whole time. The only resource going home right now are the helicopters. The 2 helicopters will be standing down for last line, and the team, the working on fire teams that's been in the veld the whole day. The rest of us will push till late last night, and fresh crews coming in.
Thank you very much. That was Reinhard Geldenhuys, the fire chief in the Overberg district municipality. Back to you, Jeremy.
All right, Craig Lee, thank you very much indeed. We'll check in with you a little bit later. So patently it's going to be a busy time for firefighters. Also, I think, a busy time for